FYF Sports, man. It's Lamont, man. We back with another news video here. Again, it's back with some more NBA talk. Just gonna kind of discuss some of the things that I'm seeing here in the NBA. And as you can see, just by the picture and as by the title of the video, the focus of this video is definitely going to be on Zion Williamson and the New Orleans Pelicans. So that's going to be the main topic that we're really going to have to discuss today. There's a lot that I'm seeing that I really don't like, with how not just how they're using Zion Williamson, but the playing time that they're giving him. So again, we just got to break that down. But before we get into that, make sure that you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Again, all of the engagement, everything, all your interactions with the channel help. They help out a lot. YouTube's changed its algorithm up. It's affecting views. It's affecting money that we make. So again, all the engagement, all the likes, all the comments, all of that helps, and it goes a long way with showing your support for the channel. And it's definitely going to help us keep bringing this content out as fast as possible. But today, we really have to speak on this topic, man, with Zion Williamson. When I saw Zion Williamson play against the Utah Jazz a couple days ago, the one thing that I didn't like was the playing time. He got 15 minutes of playing time. He was extremely efficient in that 15 minutes with 13 points. And the coach still did not use him down the stretch of that game, where they could have used him and potentially could have won that game if they would have had him in the game with his ability to score the ball and also with his ability to defend at a high level. I think, man, what we're seeing these teams be extremely overly cautious with these players. We know that Zion Williamson is a bit, I would definitely have to admit that he is probably a bit overweight for his position, for his size, and for the speed of the game. But again, he's been able to play at that weight for a long amount of time. He's been extremely efficient at that weight. And I think at this point in time, especially with the 4-month layover, I think you just have to allow Zion Williamson to play and figure it out, and allow his body to adjust and acclimate to the NBA game. If you don't do that, he's never going to adjust. If you continually try to throw different diets on him, get him to change his body type in his game, it's going to affect his play. It's going to affect his mindset. It's going to affect his approach to the game in a negative manner. And I think the Pelicans right now, they're on a path to set Zion back by a year or two if they do not just let this man go out and play his game. And that's one of the primary problems that I see with the New Orleans Pelicans. And again, every one of these 8 games in the NBA bubble for the Pelicans matters. Every one of these games, they're trying to chase down Memphis to get within 4 games so that they can get into those play-in games. And starting this 8 games off, starting with a loss to the Jazz, a game that they should have won. They dominated it for 3 quarters. Then it looks like they're probably going to lose to the Clippers. As I'm watching the game right now, the Clippers are up 20. They look like, they've already hit about 14 threes. And they look like they're going to be cruising to a victory in this one. The Pelicans, as I've stated before, just defensively, their team concept defensively looks terrible. I cannot tell what they're doing on pick and rolls, whether they're icing the pick and rolls, whether they're just switching everything. Or they're not even hedging. The bigs aren't showing any activity on pick and rolls. The bigs are just sitting back in the paint. They're forcing their guards to do all the work by chasing and going over screens. This is why they're giving up so many 3-point shots. And in the NBA today, in the NBA today, you have to find a way to either hedge and recover, or you have to find a way to switch every screen, or teams will just light you up from the 3-point line, as we can see the Clippers are doing right now. So again, I don't think they have a very strong defensive philosophy or mindset. You have some good defensive players, but in the NBA today, you need more than just good defensive players. You actually need some type of scheme, some type of strategy, something that you're going to do on a night in and night out basis that you can become consistent with. And as I watch this team play, I see one play where they try to hedge and they're not very good at it. I see another play where they try to ice, but they're not very good at it. And then they don't even try to switch at all. And this is going to be a detriment to this team, especially in this 8-game series. If you can't defend, we know offense is going to be up and down for a lot of teams. We saw that with the Lakers and the Clippers, two of the better teams in the league. Offense is going to be up and down. But if you cannot defend, you're going to have problems. And, it's not like this is a Houston Rocket team with an elite offense. They don't have an elite offense that can carry their bad defense. They have a very streaky offense. And their defense comes and goes. And that defense is primarily based on how they're playing offensively. So I think Alvin Gentry really needs to reevaluate his approach with this team because, again, I don't see Alvin Gentry lasting another year with this team if he can't figure this out. It's time to stop babying Zion Williamson. It's time to go ahead and let him play his game. It's time to let him develop. And if he gets injured, okay, so be it. But the hope is that his body can adjust and acclimate to the NBA game. So again, my hope for Zion is to continue seeing him dominate, but that just won't happen when in the NBA today. And this is one of the reasons why, especially a lot of older guys and former players, they call this league today soft. And it's not necessarily because of the players, man. Zion, he was extremely upset about his playing time. He wanted to go out there and play. We even saw that in his first game back against the Spurs. He wanted to be out there. He had a great fourth quarter. He wanted to be out there to help his team finish the game, but they had him on such a strict minutes restriction that he couldn't even finish the game after having a great fourth quarter to lead his team to a victory. And we saw the same thing happen with the Jazz. And again, when you're that efficient, 13 points in 15 minutes, almost scoring a point a minute, and your coach and your training staff, they can't put you in the game, at least for the last 3 to 4 minutes, so you can finish that game. There's some serious things that we really need to evaluate with that staff over there in New Orleans, because again, it's time to let Zion go. He's had a 4-month break. All right, that's more than enough time to recover from any of these knick-knack injuries that he may have had. That was more than enough time for the New Orleans training staff to get with him about any fitness goals that he could have, that he needed to reach. We saw players like James Harden and Nikola Jokic. We saw all of those players lose weight during this 4 month. They used that time to get their fitness in order so that they can come back at a better weight. We did not see the New Orleans staff do that. And again, if they're all about coddling Zion Williams, if they're all about worrying about his health and his weight and things of that nature, well, again, that's one of the things that you should have really focused on over this 4 months: his diet, his weight, getting that down, because that in and of itself can prevent injuries. But not playing him, sitting him for long stretches in the game, not letting him find rhythm, costing your team games by not playing this man, again, that's not going to do anything to help this New Orleans Pelicans basketball team. You need Zion Williamson on the floor for this team to excel and be great. But we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, man. I just wanted to touch on this really quickly here. It was just something that was bothering me. As a former player, I know the feeling of knowing that you could be out there helping your team and you have a coach or you have a staff for whatever reason that's holding you back because they feel it's for your best interest. And sometimes, you, especially in the NBA, sometimes you just have to let players go. And in this bubble setting, New Orleans won't have a better chance. They won't have a better chance, especially early on with this young group, to make a serious playoff run outside of this bubble setting. So why not take advantage of it? You got Zion, you got Brandon Ingram playing at an all-star level. Zion, we know when everybody else is playing good, he's playing good. You got a solid bench. You got veterans like J.J. Redick and Drew Holiday. Why don't you take advantage of that instead of throwing it away by actually going out there and trying to win games? Let's not treat this like the preseason. Let's not treat this like games that don't necessarily matter. All of these games matter. All of these games count. And I want to see these teams come out and compete. But it's been another great episode, man. I hope you guys like my take on this particular issue. If you got your own insight, or if you have any questions or concerns that you want us to bring up on the show, hit us up on Instagram or Twitter. Let us know, and we'll mention you, and we'll mention your question live on the next show. Also, use the comments. If you got anything you want to let us know, use those comments. Let us know what's going on. And again, we'll try to bring it to light. We'll try to discuss it. And again, it's FYF debates. That means everything is debatable. We're not always right. The things that we hear are not always right. So we're always up to discuss it. And again, we bring news to you in a unique perspective. That's what we try to do. But again, if that perspective needs to change, we don't have any biases here. If we see something that's right, if we see a player that's not playing right, if we see a player playing bad, we actually will call it out, and we won't be biased regardless of who the player actually is. But another great episode, man. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget, NBA GOAT Talk on Facebook. Make sure you're joining our group on Facebook. Again, that's where we're going to be having all of our live debates, live Facebook debates. They'll also be streamed live on YouTube as well. Make sure you join NBA GOAT Talk. That's the only way that you'll be eligible for those daily prizes that we will start giving away when we have those live debates. So if you want to be eligible for those live debates, make sure you join NBA GOAT Talk on Facebook. But other than that, man, like I said, we appreciate the support. We're grinding to 10K. FYF Sports, and we out.